Hey, what's up, Tamers? This is Dev from DevsUtopia here, and well, there's a new year, and this is still the Tamer Talk podcast where we keep you guys updated on everything regarding the Digimon card game, specifically the competitive side for this episode, as we're going to be talking about the results from nationals, mainly the top 16, not the full top 64 and everything. There's a lot of uh, kind of new changes coming as well as we're going to be the same like we're going to be released at the same time with the Japanese release as well. We're going to get caught up. They're going to be mixing a set together, and we're going to even be just discussing just tips on how to build decks and just what we're expecting from our locals and how this is going to shake up how we play the game. But I'm still with Mafusion as well as Fluky. And say hi, guys.
How's it going, guys?
Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? How y'all doing?
Happy New Year. I know it's almost about to be February and everything, but this is the first Tamer Talk episode of the new year. This is episode 20, and we're still here. We're still here. We're still playing Digimon and everything. We're still coming back. We took a small break because we couldn't really enter nationals. We didn't really get the chance, but it looked fun. Outside looking in, it looked fun, right? Oh, actually, let me change the screen. We're gonna go straight into our first topic. So Nats just happened, and I'm not gonna hold you guys. Anubis Mon just kind of took the cake, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Let me go back over here. Now, 37.5% of top 16 was Anubis Mon. I don't know how many Anubis Mon players were actually there, but that's a good showing for a meta deck that everybody was already hyping up and knew was strong. Um, I'm glad that Leviamon is still being used though, because I really like Leviamon. If I'm being honest with you, I'm about to try to pull up a Anubismon deck. I swear.
There it is.
Oh, here it is. So they're using actually, we're gonna do this. If you're on YouTube or even now Spotify and everything, you'll be able to see me just messing with a lot of the cards and everything, but they're using Biting Crush, a really good card. To be honest, I would never have thought about it. A lot of times and everything, I like to shout out the idea of there's a reason why these decks are topping at nationals, right? Because at the end of the day, when you go to Nats, there's this different mindset of just okay, how far can I go? What can I do? And for this Nats especially, there were so many changes to the meta simply because of that ban list, because Apocalypse isn't here. So there was even more questions. But of course, a lot of the people who were already practicing still knew Anubismon was going to be there. But I am still happy to see Leviamon used as a tech in most Anubismon decks.
Yep. And shout out to all the Newsman players. Shout out to all the Newsman players, especially one of my good friends, Ark, who actually got sixth place at nationals with his Newsman build. His was a little bit different because he didn't actually play Leviathan on his deck very correctly. He still did really well, so I'm really proud of him, man.
Top six, right? Still top six. That's again a really solid accomplishment. So again, congratulations, man. I hope wish the best of luck to you and everything in any other future tournament. But congrats. I might say again, and we might be talking about just the meta deck, but to be honest, if you told me that purple was going to go to nationals and win a year ago, I probably wouldn't have believed you. So I am happy to see that it's not always just the same colors topping back to back. But at the same time, too, Security Control took second, Mirage took third, Lugar took seventh, Metal X. I did not expect Metal X to show up. By the way, took eighth place. Beelzemon 15th, Yellow Vaccine took 16th. Still in my opinion, a good representation of just how viable the ban list really was and how much of a good decision it was. Because I'm not gonna hold you. I was worried that it was gonna be only Apocalypse and only.
Actually, the ban list didn't take effect yet. This is actually before the ban list.
It is?
Yeah.
So, wait, so you could have been playing Apocalypse.
So Apocalypse isn't legal yet until Sep 15.
Oh.
So Anubismon actually got future hit. So
yes.
So Anubismon actually did so well in Japan And a lot of people in America already knew it was going to do really well over here because the fact they're so aggressive and so powerful, do a lot.
Mm.
But and that's why I did so well in nationals. But because of the fact that it did so well, that's why I got hit in the ban list. And you can actually see that by the results that we just had at nationals, of like everyone knowing how good it was, everyone playing it and how fast it can be. Like even you saw like the the finals match on YouTube for the band on the Bandai finals, something like that. You saw how fast it can really kick off against Scare Control. And Scare Control is one of those decks that can slow roll your on your opponent's movements. But if you're fast enough, you don't care about your Digimon surviving or not, you can play through a lot. So shout out to that on the Digimon player that won because he played it perfectly. Is what I saw. He did a really good job.
Good enough for me. And to be honest though, 37 isn't 50. 37 isn't 60. Yep. 37 isn't what's called even 80% of top 16. 30% is 37.5 is still 37.5. I know that a lot of people are going to be like, well, I still think Anubismon is tier 0. I don't think I can fully agree with that.
Well, okay, I will say this much. I practice on with Arc and a bunch of the dude that
came in 6th place at
yes.
nationals. You practice against the good player.
Yes, okay. I helped him practice a lot for nationals and everything.
Do you think it's tier 0?
I'm not gonna say it's tier 0. I think it's like closer to like a tier 0.5. It's definitely highest of like tier 1. I don't think it's tier 0 because like it can't be stopped. It can't be beaten. It's just that it's one of those decks that when it kicks off, there's no stopping it. There's no stopping it if you get the full combo, unless you have the right cards in security or you have the right cards ready to fight them if they have to pass turn to you. It takes a lot of effort to fight that deck. So the deck is definitely a very viable deck to worry about. And that's one of the reasons why I got hit too, because like it can do a lot from almost nothing half the time. Because like if you notice the deck though, they play every consistency card in there. They play 4 Memory Boosters, 4
of course. You still
training
play
cards.
Though as meta as you can and everything. But like, you know what I mean. It could have been worse.
It could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot worse. Like I think Blackboard actually had a better representation last season, didn't it?
Yeah, I thought, wasn't it? Well, we could be wrong.
Yeah,
but
don't quote us.
Don't quote us on this one. But we're not sure how many Anubismon players were in this one compared to the amount of Black War Greymon players that were in the last one, right? Because I think like you couldn't even breathe without going against Black War Greymon last year.
And let's not forget the first nationals when it was Gabubon. Gabubon was definitely a high number.
So,
like that deck was crazy back then.
Tier 0. The question of tier 0 has been on this channel multiple times on any Tamer Talk, this, that, and the other. But I digress, right? We're really happy to see more than 3 decks top 16. And I know, like, you know, of course, you might be able to go to a few other channels and everything and see the top 64 if you truly want to. But for us and everything right now, we're just trying to keep it brief because at the end of the day, there's going to be a lot more powerful decks coming out in literally a month or 2.
Yeah. So, set 16, Yellow Vaccine gets support.
Imperial is eventually getting support.
Yes, and Imperial is going to be really powerful in set 16, along with the Rapamon decks, the Armor Rush decks, the new green deck, the green Kabuterimon, on the Tamer Talk Kabuterimon deck.
And then we're gonna have that reshuffle, and then we're gonna have that set. Okay, we're gonna be in this awkward. In my opinion, we're gonna be in this awkward phase because they're gonna release. How do I say it? They're going to release all of this product and everything, and then everybody has to kind of figure it out. It's not national season anymore. People are going to either continue entering or not. It depends on how it goes, right? But now it's like we're in this phase again. After nationals, we're in this phase of the competitive players that went to nationals are taking a break. The players that probably want to try to continue to strive for greatness and strive to be better, they're going to keep entering tournaments regardless and then test out that stuff, right?
Yep.
It doesn't stop. The grind doesn't stop, yo. The grind doesn't stop with card games. Like, I'm just not gonna hold you.
Hey, what was that old saying? No champion wrestling or morals.
Yeah.
True. true champions keep striving even on your victories.
Even on the victories, you got to keep trying to improve yourself because
Where'd you
there's
hear
going to be
that
that
from?
tournament.
That sounds like something from an anime.
It probably is from
that,
anime.
Yu-Gi-Oh?
To
That's
be
what I'm saying.
honest,
I'm like, that sounds specific.
It might be from Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't remember.
Hello,
I just remember
audience.
too when I
it's
was
from
younger.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Hello,
It's from
audience.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
I
You
am
can
a
say that
baby
hella
weeb.
fast.
No.
Oh,
I
acting
didn't look it
fast.
up. I didn't look it up.
Hello, audience. I am a baby weeb. If any of you recognize that advice that Fusion just said, please let me know.
Yeah, because I don't remember. I don't even. It could be Yu-Gi-Oh. I could be wrong. I don't know.
I'm a firm
The
believer
thing is,
that I'm an introvert.
I have never heard of professional athletes say something like that.
I understood it was an athlete. I said as a proverb.
As
No,
a
that's what I'm
proverb?
saying.
Where are we going? Well, how did we get here?
I don't think it's a proverb. I think it's
How
from
did
an
we get
anime.
here? How did we get here? No, screw this. Let me show y'all. Let me actually click some buttons and show the audience some of these different decks. Now, I blazed through it. Security control, give it a second.
Yep.
A cool tech that Mafusion was explaining to me is Zulongmon Ace, right? Being able to basically unsuspend one of your Digimon, delete one of your opponent's Digimon. Apparently, it's a 2-of only because it comes in niche situations, especially. What would you say, like when Anubismon kind of bricks?
Yeah,
or to kind of stop them from going too crazy, right?
Yeah, it's one of those situations where, like, if you ever get Nubismon, it can help out for some situations where, or let's say they, like, they don't have Newsmon yet or Mermon yet, and they had to be stuck on level 5 for a minute to like try to dig for everything. Level 5 still in the field. You can always just Digivolve to him, bounce it back, bounce level 5 back, and then they lost their stacks. They had to try to remake their stack at that point, and it also doesn't trigger analog youth, which is in a lot. Doesn't trigger analog youth. Doesn't trigger
because the
annotation effects.
What's it called? Because the sources are going. Right?
Yeah, it bounces it back. So like as long as you don't destroy, like I know. Like I remember some Newsmons were teching in analog youth. I'm not sure if all of them did it. I know some of them did, not all.
Of course.
But it's also really good against like Lugamons too, because of the fact like if Lugamon did try to attack and everything like that, you can just bounce the level 4 they're alliancing with and try to end it there, and yeah, it's a really good
Smart
card
play.
to help out.
It's a smart tech because I feel like it probably took a while to even come to the conclusion of like, okay, is this Zulongmon? But of course, again, like we haven't really got into contact with any of the people that topped.
Yeah.
But it does look like a smart tech. I'm not sure if it was an obvious decision, but really smart.
Yeah, like I do like that tech, honestly. It's because also the fact it's one of the only aces that also take someone out when it dies too, or gets removed.
Yeah, that's a good point. And then moving to the Mirage. Mirage is not going anywhere, I guess.
Yeah.
No matter how many times you hit Mirage, well, it's still a blue deck, so guess what? It can still be played to a certain degree. So basically, with I like that Mirage is surviving thanks to Zudomon and thanks to the new ways of support, because it's really showing just how versatile the deck really is, and like how if you just a good pilot, you can figure it out. Because it kind of still ties into, again, like we still learn from the Japanese meta to a certain degree. Gomon's a good card. Zudomon's a good card. Mental training is a good card. I like the fact that we have all of the training cards. By the way, I really did not understand why it took so long, but I do understand just how important they are and how much of a good card they are. You know. But again, it's like Anubismon might have topped, but at least I can show you some different decks to a certain degree, right? That's what's important. The only weird thing though is, sadly, the deck list form is a little bit awkward to really be shown. I know this probably looks like a lot of just jumbled up words for our audience and everything, of course, but it is a little difficult to kind of glance at this and be like, okay, what is this? What is this? What is this? Unless you actually know the meta, right?
Yeah, again, they did the best they could.
They did the best they could, and more power to them and everything. But like, we are clicking the links for like 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. All of the other ones are kind of like in the transcript. But don't worry, on under the description, there will actually be a link to the top 64, as well as a link to the announcement video that announced the merger of the release dates for the English speaking and the Japanese speaking card game. So they can all just be synced up. And speaking of that, all right, let's talk about very important things like the way that Digimon is going to be played for a while. So basically, this is coming from the 27th, an unofficial recording of the Digimon presentation at Card Games Fest LA has been uploaded. We confirm all previous announcements are as accurate. Here's an exact quote of what's said regarding the upcoming combined sets. After BT17, the upcoming BT18 to BT20 will be 2 special combined products. Please stay tuned for more information in March. And again, there is a YouTube link that is going to be in the description of this episode of Tamer Talk. But like, guys, this is kind of huge, especially for the people who kind of firmly believe that we still need separate ban lists. But also, I can see why this might be a problem for the more casual players. But what do you guys think? You know?
So it's one of those things where, like, for me personally, I am a fan of like the global release idea because it does give a lot of players a chance to like build decks and like try things out a little bit earlier. And now you'll see a lot of different decks come up a little bit more, so it should be a lot easier. The only thing I'm worried about for the global release is the secondary market, the scalpers, because of the fact that like it because I'm not sure anyone knew about this, but in Japan, when a Pokemon was first released, I remember seeing something about like being worth like thousands of like a yen over there. Like it was really expensive over in Japan. And everyone was like there was a line for SF-15 just to try to get him because like he was just that good, and that's what kind of worry about here in here in America in secondary market, because like there are scalpers that will try to take advantage of that. So I am kind of worried about that. That's the one thing I'm worried about. But besides that, I think it should be fine for the most part.
For me and everything, it's one of those things of how do you tell the casual players at your locals, hey, no, seriously, there might not be that many YouTube videos that I can send you, or there might not be that many links that I can send you to help you with upgrading your deck. You're going to either have to be willing to change it, because my biggest thing is a lot of casual players aren't really willing to change their deck after they make them. They think that they're completely done. I'm not going to hold you. I don't care about the argument about net decking. To a certain degree, I trust the person that is willing to test out this deck more than me, or the people that had access to the deck more than me. I know for a fact that not everybody comes up with their decks just by reading the cards. It might help with ratios and everything, all this other stuff, but like creating a Digimon deck isn't as easy as everybody really believes. And I know that people are like, we need different ban lists, we need different ban lists. No, not really. Because the reason I'm always on the fence of let's be careful when we say if a deck is tier 0 is mainly because I went to multiple card shops in Michigan and heard that same argument from someone who wasn't willing to change their deck to stop losing or make their deck more consistent because they wanted to play their favorite card. They wanted to play the way they wanted to play. They don't like net decking and this, that, and the other. But again, it's like, how do you tell them, like, okay, it's going to get harder. And hey, like, I'm sorry, but there might not be an emergency ban list. So until at least a week later, it might not be as fast anymore because they got to figure it out too. They got to look at both JP and English speaking side of things and look at both of them and be like, okay, JP's struggling. Now, are they struggling? Or JP's going too wild with this, or we're going too wild with this. So it might take a second. In my opinion, the more important decisions of banning cards might take even longer to happen.
Yeah.
But on a more positive note, at least we can put a lot of people's money where their mouth is when it comes to not net decking and oh no man, my stuff comes off the dome. I've heard that by the way, multiple times. My decks they come straight from the dome.
Oh no.
They thought they. Yeah, I was like,
We can
dude,
see. We can
listen.
check it.
Like I was like, all right, bro, go crazy.
Like
You know,
I'm kinda the same
sadly,
boat.
Mafusion might know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, there are a few.
There's a few. That's the problem. There's a
Like-
few. Oh, huh?
To be honest, I'm kind of in the same boat as you, Dev. Like, we can finally see who actually knows how to build a deck. Like, I'm not a huge fan of net decking. Like, I'm not going to stop you because it's not going to really do anything at the end of the day, especially if you don't know how the deck functions. That's
Because
pretty
again,
much how you have to
that
know.
matters too.
Yeah,
Surprise, surprise.
but yeah, if you don't know how the deck functions, even if you have a good deck, you probably won't be winning that many times with it unless you know how it functions, makes it moves and everything.
Right.
But now it just starts getting, I don't know, I think it kind of gets into more positive territory regarding some bans, because there's been many times where we don't even get to, where we, being English American players, we don't get to use the decks at full power sometimes because they nerf them right before it gets to us, which is kind of infuriating because,
well, sometimes,
let's be honest.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest
it's
with you,
infuriating because we don't even get to try it out. Like, yeah, we
Okay,
can try it
that's
out at
fair.
home,
That's
but
a
like,
good point.
give us the chance. Just let us have like some little fun here. No, but they're like, no, you guys can't even have fun because it's broken over there. It'll be broken over there.
hey,
You think
now
I care?
remember the channel you own, because listen, I'm not gonna hold you. I've gotten a lot of heat playing Crossheart before it got hit. Like,
he did.
you listen, man.
Hey, that's fine. Like,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's a card game. Like, people gotta understand it's just a game.
it's just
right?
a game.
If they make the cards in such a way and they allow you to use said cards, use them.
Yeah.
Use them if you need to.
Anyway,
But then, like, at the end of the day, if it's that broken, they will hit it.
They
It's just
will
that
hit.
we never
It
got
will take
to.
a second.
Yeah,
But it
We
will
don't
take a
get to
second.
use it.
yeah, it's one of those things. It's like, okay, I do agree with Fuki, but the only time where I'm like, Bandai was right about this.
Yeah.
Was a Pokemon course, because like it's one of those decks that can literally mill you out before you get a chance to even do anything.
That one
It's-
again.
So,
You know,
so-
like,
I'm not disagreeing with the fact that they got rid of the things properly. It's just that
there are
since we
some
were
decks
so far apart,
yeah.
why did we not get to use it? Why do we have to spend the money on this product if half the product's not even worth it?
No, that's a good point. That's a good point because
That's a
It's
good
like,
point.
why are we buying this for this price?
But I
when
mean,
you know
like,
that I can't
listen,
even use this in a
the
competitive format.
Pokemon's not out yet. Do you really think that
Well, you know what
everybody's
I'm
going to
saying,
not
though, right?
go on secondary market? But like, no, you know what I'm saying. The secondary market exists, right?
Yeah.
The secondary market exists. I'm not sure if everybody has the money to be always going. If you can support your local game store, by all means, support your local game store.
Yeah.
But not everybody has the funds to be playing every single color, right?
Right.
Mhm.
You know, and
No,
I mean,
I
like,
definitely
Digimon
agree.
now has dual colors, yes. But like,
Mhm.
not everybody has the funds to be like, oh, I'm going to buy this box. Some people do rely on that secondary market, and some people do rely on the singles case of their local game stores too, right?
Mhm.
But at the same time too, yeah, is there a way for us to give the new players tips? Because we're talking about the potential hazards that we're worried about, but at the same time, if people need advice, we should also give it to them as the more veteran players. And I'm saying veteran as in, have we been paying attention to this game longer than said person, right? I encourage anyone that goes to their locals, and if they ever lose when we do have a global release, to talk to whatever competitive players at your locals, or whatever player that is a decent person at your locals and is actually willing to teach you how to help your deck or make it more consistent. Because like now is like one of those things. It's about the community now. Now the community might have to rely on each other a little bit more heavily, right? Not a bad thing, but you got to always remember the first thing, in my opinion, the first thing that someone should do when you're deck building is read everything of that specific
100%.
Digimon deck that's new.
Yeah.
If it comes in that set, you need to read all of it, even if it's an option card. And I know that might sound hit or miss. Yes, some option cards are hit or miss, and I completely understand that. Not everything that just came out in the set has to be plated for.
Oh, exactly. Like,
you know, that's my biggest thing.
there's always potential for a card that came out sets before to even be better than the card that came out in that set.
Yes.
Like, you can put it in there, you know, and it'll just allow you to expand your options, also speed them up sometimes too. So don't be afraid to like look into older sets and be like, yo, this card will work.
And of
with
course,
this
there's going to
deck.
be
Why don't I put it in
staples
there?
still, no
Yeah,
matter
there's
what.
definitely.
Yeah.
We already know there's always going to be staples for certain colors.
Mhm.
If you play a red deck that wants to do a lot of damage, you might be playing Tie, especially if you're using Greymon, right?
Yeah.
With purple, if you need to get stuff back from your trash, you might be playing at least a mat or something else, right?
Yeah.
If you're, again, and it's like, of course, that also still ties into read the cards before you sleeve the cards. In my opinion, we move too fast as a card game community. We move so fast and we're always so ready to play, but we don't give ourselves a chance to read before we actually play against someone else across the table, or before we are trying to shuffle and do a mock game against ourselves. I know a few people who actually test play against themselves.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna hold you, but like sometimes, again, it might be more important to slow down and just read that card.
Yeah.
It is. Also, ask other people some questions too, because
Yes.
sometimes there may be like a ruling that you think will work, but it doesn't work.
Or an
maybe you
errata.
don't think it would work, and then it worked. Or an errata, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a mess up earlier on like one of the cards, I think it was in the purple structure deck or something like that. They released it in the deck messed up. So they
Yes.
gave out like other things. So yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ask them questions about that.
Because that's
And
important.
mhm.
Because it's
Also,
really important.
Oh yeah, very. But also remember this too. This is probably, in my opinion, it might be the number one for me. It might not be the number one for everybody else, but you got to understand that this game is a tribal game. You're not really going to be playing all red, because not all red cards are really going to work the same together to get you where you need to go. Like, yeah, they'll hit you hard, unga bunga style, but like will be efficient,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
It's tribal, and then there's those gimmicky decks that do a specific thing and do a specific strategy. We name our decks in this community, like almost every other card game community. We give our archetypes names. Rookie Rush, Security Control. Those aren't tribal. Like, yeah, Lilith Loop and everything, this and the other. You might not; those might not even go away. Anubismon, I don't even know if Anubismon is even really considered.
I don't think it'll go away.
I think it's just Anubismon, because again, if you just see Anubismon, you gotta be careful.
Well, the problem is now at this ban list is hit at 1. I'm not sure
we're gonna see Anubis. Anubis is gonna be there.
It's gonna be an engine at this point.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's another thing too when it comes to
use it before and like also. Sorry, apologies. You can't blame Anubismon for showing up at nationals if they really are just trying to use it before it gets banned, right?
Yeah. And like one thing, and one thing was too.
That's what happened in Black War. Remember? That's what happened in Black War.
Might as well.
Might as well.
It was good.
You spent your money.
Good.
Spent your money, right?
Exactly.
What were you saying with Fusion?
Oh, I was gonna say like also too, if like for casual players, I'm gonna sure a black players are do this already. If you really want to figure out a deck before it drops, try to get a better idea with your deck. What cards buy someone that.
Yep.
There's always try to either proxy or go on a simulator to learn your decks best as possible. Cause everyone's gonna be the same. Cause the one thing about a global release, everyone's gonna be at the same point right now. Like at nationals, for national events, like even this year, if you didn't practice at least a little bit with your deck, and proxy it a little bit more, you were definitely going to be behind if you didn't proxy or practice the deck a little bit earlier. Because if you didn't know what your deck did or the rulings were or how your deck work or operate or how some other people could beat your decks with that, you were in a disadvantage.
Yep.
And it's gonna be the same thing hold true for the global release. The global release now means that you have to take the time to really try to work on your deck. And again, there's no problem. There is no problem with waiting and not proxying until a card's released.
Mm-hmm.
Do you? But if you really want to enter an event and try your best to win, you should know what your card's doing. Because first of all, if you do enter a tournament, you know your deck, and you don't know what your deck does to a certain degree, you shouldn't be playing that tournament, in my opinion. Because it's one of those things, just
and we're not saying you shouldn't do it only if you know the gist. It's just you should have a better understanding of certain triggers that are missable.
Yes.
Because at a certain point, yes, this is a game, but I don't know how many times you missed this, and I don't know when you were supposed to draw. And there are people who lie. There are people who cheat. Yeah. And it's not personal. It is just the equivalent of, well, if I spent money to be in this tournament, and then during my turn, and I'm already drawn, and I'm already digivolved, and you're like, well, I was supposed to draw 3 cards. Okay, well, now we got to talk, because how, when, we got to ask all of those questions, right?
Yep.
And I know that a lot of people like to be, of course, be transparent. Sometimes don't be mad if someone says no, sorry, because again, that's how this card game works.
Yeah.
Sometimes and everything too. Again, like, transparency is good, but you got to remember, who are you playing against? Do they know who you are as a person? Do they know that you're a casual player? Probably not. Do they care that you're a casual player if they're at a locals? Again, that's a true question right there.
Yep.
I know that some locals and everything have it where they announce what kind of level of deck that they're playing, this, that, and the other. That's not everywhere. So I'm kind of blind to those locals to a certain extent. I prefer to go to locals where everybody's allowed to play whatever they spent their money on.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it costs money to build those decks. How am I supposed to tell someone how they're not supposed to, or how not to spend their money? If they want to spend their money on a meta deck, or on a underpowered deck, or on a rogue deck, who am I to say, oh man, that's a terrible investment? No, dude, you're playing a card game. Go play the card game and play the card game the way you want. It's just, don't become a toxic casual player. That's my biggest thing. And the toxic casual players are usually the ones that yell at the competitive players kind of for nothing.
Yeah.
Personally.
And again, at the end of the day, every tournament we're entering, whether it's Ultimate Cup or regionals, we are fighting for cards that are decent price. Like, not every single one are going to be the same price, no matter what. But we're still fighting for a chance to get better prizes, and a chance to actually get something nice for our deck. Like Ultimate Cups, like this year Ultimate Cup is Red Hybrid thing. Well, the first half of it is Red Hybrid thing. For a lot of Red Hybrid players, fighting for those cards means a lot to them, because they want to make their decks look nice. And right now, I know a lot of Red Hybrid players are going to be entering these Ultimate Cups because they want those cards. They want to they want a trophy of their favorite card that they can either put in their deck, hang up somewhere, and just enjoy it. Or even just sell it. It is a lot of money.
Right. Oh, and by the way, another tip when it comes to deck building for anybody, I can struggle at this too, because I'm a competitive player. I really want to give a lot of cards a shot in my deck, even if it is a off pick or something like that. But at the end of the day, you got to realize, if the card stays in your hand, and every time it's in your hand, you'd rather use a different card, then maybe that's a dead card. Maybe it's a dead card. Mm-hmm. Because if you can have that 2 of, or have that 3 of, or have that that tech card that you're like, oh, it'll come in handy eventually, but after the 3rd game, and it's in your hand, and you still do something else instead of going into that card, or using that option card, or using that tamer, or this, that, and the other, then, maybe you don't need it.
I hope you heard that. I hope you heard that, Fuki. I hope you heard that.
No, yeah,
I'm kidding.
Because I fall for it too.
Yeah. We all do at some point.
I mean,
yes.
You do be doing that. I'd be watching you, like, man, I've had this card in my deck for a month.
Still haven't used it. And you just, Fluky will hear me just complain about the same card for an actual month, and he just won't say that. He'll be like, man, he's done this before. Let's go.
And
I sound like a madman.
It doesn't hurt.
It
doesn't hurt to take it out. That's a big thing too. Don't attach yourself to card builds, to deck builds. They're not you.
Yeah.
They're not an indication of you. They're just cards.
Yes.
Cardboard.
And to kind of add on to that, remember, a lot of the competitive players that play card games, they don't fall in love with the card art, or specifically the character. Sometimes they fall in love with the strategy, or the way the deck wins.
Yeah.
And that's a better way to look at it to a certain extent too, because I like rush decks to a certain extent. I usually try to play mid-range decks majority of the time, but I like rush decks. The best part about rush decks is there's always going to be one. And usually they have a fun gimmick, and usually in Digimon, they kind of have a main character in it. But that's why I was playing Crossheart. That's why I was playing Blue-Green Rookie Rush, you know. But like, I saw those decks, like Armor, stuff like that. I saw them as rush decks, not just as Blue-Green Rookie Rush, not just as Armor, not just as Crossheart. I saw them as rush decks in Digimon, and that's why I enjoyed them to a certain extent. Some people, I do feel like they overanalyze certain gimmicks in card games. There's not a lot. You can put as many keywords as possible on a trading card, but at the same time, it might just be doing the same thing from another card game, or the same thing from the card game it's from. We can do as many flowery words and all that. And like, yes, green is still green and red is still red. But at the same time, you know, there's nothing wrong with playing those red decks because they're mid-range, or playing those red decks because they're not full aggro, and then falling in love. Because again, it's like, try the decks because of the strategy. You might just be a Lugarmon player. You might just be a Gamamon player. There's nothing wrong with it, you know.
And at the end, at the end of the day, when it comes to any type of deck building, like that, always pick something that's the best represent your style. Yes. Because like you won't know your style unless you try it out until you play it, and always try different try different decks. But if you're trying to become a competitive player, my biggest advice, because I always give this advice to anyone that tries to play, try your best to pick a deck that you love and that style you love. Keep working on it, because eventually it'll get support, or you'll find a way to make it work at some point. But like, don't be afraid to put it to the side and go with a meta deck, or go with a deck that that works for the meta, that does similar or something different.
Because there has to be that day, right, where you have that realization of, do I play my favorite, or do I try out this new deck and see and test them together, right? And compare and contrast them, at least.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but just
like, it's okay to have a favorite deck, but sometimes you got to understand your deck may not be good for that format.
Yeah,
you can still have it and play it with your friends and everything. Like, no one's saying, hey, that deck's not good, get rid of it, throw it away. No one's saying that. You can keep it forever.
Of course.
Just know that, hey, it may not be good now. Maybe the cards get buffed in the future to get support. Maybe they never do, but it's still a fun deck for you. Like, what's a deck? Yeah, exactly. What's a deck that you still try to make good?
D-Reaper still up for no reason, just because because, you know what I'm saying, I like the gimmick decks like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like the D-Reaper. I almost had a Diaboromon deck because of a fusion.
Almost. When we were testing for the first nationals, it was national. I was national before the North American Nationals. We decided to play one deck that top was just Diaboromon at the time, and Dev here agreed to pilot it so we can all test against it.
I wasn't expecting nothing. I wasn't expecting a single thing from playing Diaboromon. I don't usually play a lot of the defensive black decks and everything, but Diaboromon's white, so I was like, why not? Like, I get my curse is, if I have to play a super defensive deck, I'm just going to lose. There is no in between. There is a reason that I'm not the one always piloting security control or the defensive deck. I'm telling y'all the truth. Mid range or rush, I struggle with them.
Yeah, control. It's one of those things where just like whenever we like practice our teams with that, I'm usually one playing defensive decks. Dev's usually one playing aggressive decks, and Brandon's usually one playing the mid range decks. Whenever we all like practice against other players with that. Yeah, that's usually how it ends.
And at some point. To a certain point too, I was really surprised though and everything with the token spam and all that. I really do hope. Listen, these Ace, I truly believe that Ace is healthy for the game.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if anyone would actually disagree with that, but going forward, always double check those Ace cards.
Yep, and you
double, quadruple check your Ace cards.
Oh yeah, speaking of that, you guys already saw the new Diaboromon card. Everything's coming out, right? On the new win procedure, something like that now. The new mechanic to win the game now.
Wait, what was it? So for the audience and everything.
So okay, the new win mechanic in Digimon, is this new option card. That says if all four you have 4 copies of this one option card in play, you win the game automatically.
Exodia?
It's Exodia for Diaboromon. It's
Yes.
it's a Diaboromon
option card.
Diaboria.
Diaboromon.
Like
No, I want to. It has have Exodia. It's got to be related.
Oh, you're right.
Exodia.
We're gonna workshop
Diaboria.
this. We're gonna workshop this.
Yeah,
Someone,
I think
because
Diaboria is going to be
whoever
the
is
best
a
one. No one can
talented
top that.
artist,
I'm trying to find
please
where it
make
is.
jokes, make memes. We need more memes.
because like I'm actually trying to I just found it. Yeah, here it is right here. In the clock at this card tier and security, you may play one Diaboromon token.
Mhm.
And then place this card at the bottom of one of your distributions with Diaboromon. And the clock and distribution source at the start of your turn. If you have 4 and the clocks placed in your battle area, you win the game.
Boom.
And Hairball all turn when this card will leave the field, you may by deleting one of your other Diaboromons, prevent leave the field. At any opponent's turn, place 1 and a clock from the distribution source in the battle area. And I'm not sure if anyone saw this. So on the whole he has a picture like holding a clock and everything. For the original movie, that literally was like, hey man, if we don't stop Diaboromon.
Yeah, when they're about to like lose, like he said, "Oh, I'm about to take over the world's internet." Diaboromon, and they literally slice him.
Yeah.
Sorry, spoilers if you haven't seen it, but that movie's like
spoiler.
20 plus years old. But
It is 2024.
Sorry. It's like
It
I
is
think it came out in
2024.
1999, so it's about
Yes.
like 20.
Yeah, you're right.
27. It's almost 30.
Yeah, you're
Closer
right.
to 30 and it is 20. But yeah, it's like they slice with the last second. It's crazy.
Oh, that movie. I'm not gonna lie. That was my favorite part of the whole movie. Like,
I remember seeing that at my cousin's house so many times.
that movie was phenomenal. I'm sorry, not the whole movie. The America parts of it, but the Diaboromon and the Tai and Kari meeting Greymon thing. Those were awesome. The last half of it, I'm sorry. I'm for all Davis lovers. I'm sorry, but they could have done the movie a lot better.
They could have, maybe.
They could have done that part a lot better.
I think. I mean,
They
how do
could've.
I say it?
Mhm.
I mean, obviously, they could have did better, but like I think the point of it was like to show like how they're generational in a way, because
Yeah.
like obviously the first one, the beginning part of the movie starts when they're kids,
Yep.
and then they find them again, and then like they time skip until they're like normal Digidestin back in the world,
Yep.
and then they fight Diaboromon in the real world, and then he dies, and then a virus infects Kokomon.
Yep.
Sorry, can we cut? Spoiler alert!
It's okay.
I'm literally going through this entire thing.
It's okay. It's okay.
in my brain.
No, you're good.
but-
You're good. You're good.
Yeah, you're fine.
We're talking. We're
Like-
still talking about Digimon and everything. And I mean,
Yeah.
like,
Nah.
speaking of like enjoying Digimon media, I guess we should bring up the fact that like the Digimon card game is going to get a web
Comic.
comic
Yep.
series, right?
Yep. I can't
I
wait.
still really hope that they eventually turn it into an actual anime. I'm not
Please.
sure if that's ever going to happen.
Please.
I have no confirmation. I don't work at Bandai.
Please.
But I think this is a really good step in the right direction because, like, if I'm being honest with you, a lot of the card games right now only thrive because they have the fan base that originally watched the original IP.
Yep.
But,
Mhm.
of course, we would benefit. Like, there is, and, like, you don't have to have an anime associated with your card game. But at the same time and everything, we like the card game. The card game's fun. And to a certain extent, too, it is easy to watch Digimon. For me, it's easier to watch the Digimon card game than a lot of other card games. And some card games don't look as exciting as Digimon. The security option, like having those security effects and everything,
Yeah.
kind of is a hype moment for me of like seeing what they hit in security if they die. Like that's the idea of the suspenseful nature of the Digimon card game and everything because of that security wall makes it appealing in my opinion.
Yep, and
Right.
also now with the aces now and everything, that makes it a
Yeah.
lot more fun.
So I'm just hoping they don't start at set 1.
Yeah.
I-
Well, Well, okay.
I was gonna say.
Okay.
So in regards to the TV show part, I would like it if they made an actual like anime series, but they don't really have to
Yeah.
because, to be honest, a lot of their dopest, yeah, I said dopest, their coolest
It will be a word.
Digimon have actually come from outside the normal media.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
you know, All Force Digimon was actually not premiered in anime first before anything. It was actually in a manga.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was
Then-
like it kind of shows you
And
how
Ty
much
was
of a
his
fan
partner.
you are. Yeah, it was Ty. Yeah, it was Ty
And
Kamiya.
he had goggles
Mhm.
and different
Yeah.
goggles and a different scarf.
It's like
Yep.
the best way to describe it is like an alternate universe, right?
Yeah.
So like the
Yes.
main universe, like we consider universe 1.
Like V-Tamer, right?
yeah.
The V-Tamer series. Wait,
Yeah.
you were talking
Kinda
about
like
because we
that.
already have cards of them too. You know.
Yeah.
No. So
Well,
like I said, there was a Tai Kamiya in the main series, the first series, but then there was
Yes.
also a Tai Kamiya with a Vidramon.
Yeah,
You know,
V-Tamer.
those are completely
from the
V-Tamer,
V-Tamer series, right?
mhm.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah. I
Yeah,
was thinking
no,
of
I
the
heard
other
you.
Tamer
I-
series, but-
No.
yeah,
I
you
know.
what
I
I'm
know. There's
saying?
the older Ty that's still in the
Mhm.
same, universe and all that canonically, and then there's the alternate one where they're like, hey, that's not Agumon. What Ty is that? Why does that Ty look like?
Yeah,
Super?
exactly. And it's cool because like
Oh yeah, Dev.
you get like
Yeah.
different perspectives. It's like
right.
what ifs.
No,
Oh,
I get
sorry.
that.
No,
Oh, shit,
yeah.
you
I was about to say, because I remember you. I do remember you just you made a joke like I was not sorry from BT1. The funny thing is, they just announced
Okay.
So it's gonna be it's probably
far?
based off of their own star decks. They get their own star decks like that. They get their own star decks.
Oh,
like
good.
that. Because the name like they actually had like
Because
a
I know
whole,
there's Shumon and I know there's oh my gosh, I can't remember the green one.
Terramon.
Terramon.
Yes.
Yep. So the name of their
sushi.
of their deck. So like if you actually go to like it go back to Discord and everything to the Digimon news. Earlier
I'm
this
guessing.
week, yeah, over on news and everything. If you
We
see
have
it.
a very, very well organized.
Oh no,
Discord.
news. Up one.
Oh, actual news.
Yeah. So right there actually, you go back up to stories. They
Oh.
actually tell you most of the stuff on there, but the names
They had in this world, they had a year-long
yes.
closed beta test. If you don't get out of, they better be having the most healthy meta.
Wait, no, but here's the thing. No, I think there's a joke for COVID.
Oh yeah, I was like, all right, because I felt like we were in a long beta test. It was called the COVID era, but I mean, like, hey, art imitates life.
Yep, and also the name of their decks is like if you actually like click off and everything too after you're done reading that. If you scroll up a little bit,
Bird
you'll-
beatdown and puppet aggro.
those are the same freaking names as in the star decks, if I remember correctly.
So if anything, they're gonna start. Okay. Now I wonder if they will only have just the newest stuff, or if they're gonna have everything that we have to their full disposal. Because I wonder.
I have no clue.
Because like, wouldn't it be cool if we saw some national like deck lists?
Yeah,
In the comic, not like full on card for card. We got to show every single card at least one. No, I'm just saying like, of course not Anubismon. But Anubismon gonna get hit, so you can't really have Anubismon. That's cheating. That card's banned. But like, we see another Mirage Gal in the comic, or we see someone piloting Lugar, or Yellow Vaccine, or et cetera, right?
Yep. Because okay, if Ben is listening,
Please.
This is an idea. That my friends were talking about like jokingly.
Yeah.
Bandai could have the winner of nationals be nationals or worlds be in the comic
I hope
Or
not
for a
as a
chapter.
villain. Yeah, I was like, maybe a chapter, not the villain. I was like, all right. Because like, usually how like a card game anime goes is the protagonist has to beat everybody, period, right?
Yep.
Or it has to strive for greatness and everything. And the moment that you say, yeah, I'm just really good at the game, oh yeah, you're a whole arc. I have to train just to beat you at this card game.
The funny thing is though too, so after we started getting that, and we get set 17, they also just announced we're gonna EX07 based off the webcomic too.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get a whole EX set just
It's
for
gonna
the
be fun.
webcomic.
It's going to be fun. I'm expecting, I don't know, I think that Digimon is on a roll. But again, like, time repeats itself. The community will always figure it out. We figured it out so far. How many years so far have we had Digimon?
I think close to 3 years now.
Close to 3 years. This Tamer Talk has been going on for 2. Again, we probably reach episode 20, I guess. We just want to make sure we give y'all an episode that is worth. And plus, we've been going through real world stuff.
Wait, did you say close to 3 years for how long we've had it?
Yeah.
Ever since it officially came out.
Oh, wait, no, hold on.
Oh, no, it came out in November of 2020. We've had it for 3 years already.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
4 years in November.
We're coming in 4 years, too. He's right. I forgot.
The more we talk about this, the older I feel, and I don't like it.
You feel. I
should have kept it at the almost 3. It's like,
I'm the oldest one here. The heck? Hi, I'm the oldest one here. What the heck are you guys talking about? I'm the oldest one here.
He's like, 4?
He got me on 4 months. He got 4 months above me, so still old yet. But dude, when we went to celebrate your birthday, Mafusion, when I got carded to get inside like the arcade and everything, guys, it was like, bro, you don't even look your age.
I was like, are you sure?
I was like, yeah.
I like how the dude gave me a nod, and I'm like, oh, okay. I think you're just checking me because I'm with my friend, but sure.
Yeah, no. Apparently, I'm like, show my ID. He's like, okay, get your thumbs up and just go.
Right.
I didn't even get a second glance.
I didn't get a second glance. I think I had to show him because I was with Fluky.
Fluky.
Yeah, I showed him my
baby,
ID.
Babyface, but has a beard.
Like, bro, you don't even look your age, man. I didn't expect that. I'm like,
that's cool.
It's a compliment, obviously, because like
I look young.
A lot of people don't look their age. It shows.
Hey, yo, Dev. The funny thing is, there's actually a character here. I think you can cosplay as what comic?
I saw him. Wait, hold on. Owen.
Yeah.
Listen, Owen, the only brother that we've seen, I think, in Digimon in a while.
Fuki, you actually know it better than I do.
Has there been any dark-skinned Digimon characters that have made a prevalent role? Because he look evil. I'm not gonna hold you. He do look evil. I'm not gonna hold you. Or he looks like the serious rival,
or the anti-hero,
I can't remember.
Are you talking about do we have any protagonists or antagonists that are his same shade?
Yes, or same shade, darker.
Yep.
I mean, if you want to go into the last thing they did, not Liberators, but before that. When they released Lugamon, we had Marcus, but besides that, no.
Oh, I forgot Marcus.
That's mostly just because, just culture differences,
But he looks
tan.
Too
much into that.
He looks more tan.
I mean, you can look at Chad from Bleach. You'll see what I'm talking about.
I get you.
You know what I'm saying?
Owen, I'm expecting a lot from Owen because, first of all, Fusion is right. Listen. That's the left ear too. That's where my earring hole is. That's crazy. Is that a red leather jacket? Shame. I can do that. Anyway, are those cargo pants? We in there. Listen,
you just need. His partner is. You gotta get punched as partner though.
Who is his partner?
We don't know yet.
I need to figure because I'm technically, hear me out, right? What if that?
Because
what if that evil Imperial Digimon is Owen's partner?
Well, wait, isn't he there actually? Oh, my bad.
Wait,
is he? No, I don't see him.
He's not there? I thought I saw him.
If this is Owen...
Wait, I see him in front.
Owen, then there's a purple Digimon by his side, and we don't know what it is. It's a silhouette. It's a silhouette of a purple Digimon. It doesn't look like Impmon to me, though.
It's not Impmon.
It doesn't look like Impmon.
It's not Impmon. It can't be Impmon.
Because those hands are too big, and that tail...
Oh, yo, and actually look.
That makes me feel better.
Look right under Imperial Digimon's leg. You can see the person.
That's a robot or something? Is that a person or is that a robot?
How far do I have to scroll to find this?
We're in new. I'm so sorry, Fluky, bro. News January 28th.
Okay.
Here, I got you. I got you.
Hold on. I got viewers can see when the viewers can see my screen.
Okay.
I got you, brother. I got you, brother.
I found it. I got it. We are doing it.
Owen is kind of in front, kind of leading the charge to a certain extent.
And then you see
the main character is back there talking to the Digimon.
Oh, you like that art, don't you, Pookie? Oh, play out of that?
Is it going to turn into a playmat? Because there's some dragon modes in the sky, though, right? Is that dragon mode in the sky?
Yep, dragon mode sky.
That's dragon mode.
All right, first of all, I don't know what's going to happen to that
Something got shot.
Yes, I see that. Yes, somebody got shot now.
Dude, I don't know what's going on with the city. I don't know if the city's going to still be there.
Where's
if they
Shumon?
didn't
That's
put
the
up a
real
feat.
question.
Because there's too many
I
Imperial
see.
Digimon
Wait,
on the
I see
street.
him. I see him. He's right next to the main character, over under his on hand. There she is, holding him. She's holding Shumon.
Because it's not Shumon yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not Shumon yet. Yeah.
Yeah, she's holding
I
on.
think
Shumon
Shumon
involved
is the
Kinksmon.
best, newest Digimon. I like Lugar. I really do. Shumon looks dope. I like
I like him
inanimate
too.
objects. I love and I'm the type of dude that likes Klefki and Pokemon. I'm sorry,
Yes, we know.
but I just think
Yes,
they're neat.
you're a
I think
Klefki.
they're neat. It's a
You like
ghost
playing with keys,
key
don't you?
holder that will, when it dies, it drops all the keys that it had. I think that's neat. I think that's some good world building. And also, if you
You
read the
guys hear
Pokédex, that Klefki stole those keys. That's not their keys. That's not their keys. They stole all those keys.
Well,
And yes,
not feeling
ghost
mine.
types can be whatever item they want.
I mean, you're not wrong. That's just how ghosts work. It's called
Yes,
progression. It works.
it's not
my
lazy
Lord.
if that's how ghosts actually work.
Wait, did you two see the new evolutions? By the way, their evolutions.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Shoo.
Oh yeah, Shumon.
Shoo
Yeah.
Shumon.
Yeah, Gilmon and Shushumon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I just
love
want to make
that
sure.
name.
It's
That's the laziest name, but it's like I like
No,
it.
I like
don't
it.
know why.
Oh yeah,
I
they
like
actually have a
it.
website actually up
Which one?
now. They have Liberators has a website actually, guys.
Is this what's going to show me the?
Oh no, there's. Okay, not
There's a survey.
no, not that. Go back to your
Oh,
thing.
no.
Go back to your thing.
Ignore that, guys. Oh, I have a lot of tabs open.
Yes, you do. Go back to Discord. I'll show you. Scroll
one?
down a little bit.
Okay.
Right. Oh, right about story. Right about story. That's a link to their website.
All right, so now this link will also be in the description.
That's a link to their little website. As soon as your thing loads,
As soon as it loads, that is.
in 10 years from now.
Well, guys, that's the end of the podcast. It's never going to load.
Yeah, put
I'll have the link in the description.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, never mind. All right, here it is.
Yeah, do you see it too?
No, I don't see it. Where?
Okay,
I didn't
so
open up the website.
there you go.
Spring 2024.
No. Okay, so-
eventually.
So go to news, and then
News?
scroll down to this.
There's-
News.
Oh, news, not nudes. Got it.
No, yeah, no. This is a PG
Yes, it is.
podcast.
Yes, it is.
Okay,
Okay,
we still mess up, but that's
okay.
that's-
Scroll to where you see story. And January on 29th.
I do
Question,
like it.
real question. Is the word nudes actually not PG?
I don't know, bro.
I don't know, bro.
I don't know either. I was just making a joke because I knew he was talking about nudes. I mean, nudes.
All right, mark it down. 8:40. I got you. We almost had a good 2024 Fluky House. You know what? Just because I was playing.
But yeah, if you guys know the website, they have a whole bio of everyone besides the two newest characters yet. But the other two characters have bios and everything.
His name is Owen Dreadnought. Of course, he's the anti-hero.
Nah,
Owen Dreadnought, dude.
He's Sasuke. He's
Has to
Sasuke.
be, bro. Has to be. And I know, again, we're joking.
Oh,
But,
wait,
jeez.
Dev, do you see their ages of Shoto?
19.
7. Wait.
Don't you fucking.
Shoto is
dang.
19. Really?
Yes, and then 17.
Arisa is 17. They're not. Why is she
They
here?
have deck types. Pause.
Yes, they do.
Deck types.
They do. Yep.
We don't know Owen, we
Actually,
don't know
an
Zenith.
imperative part.
And by the way,
It
again,
might be. It might be
a
this one.
web series about the Digimon card game. Of course, it's going to affect us. Look at what happened with Gamamon. Look at what happened with Lugar. And although we got to be mindful because what is this? Gamamon looks like it's going to be a green deck, right? Shumon looks like it's going to be a yellow deck, right? They've been on the roll. In my opinion, green and yellow been on the roll.
Thank you.
They've been kind of solid. So please keep in mind, like, you can't ignore it completely if they end up being actually good.
Wait, I just know something. Okay, so they're so you see that that Shoto has a green shirt on, right?
Yeah.
And the girl Aiza, I'm sorry, I'm not good.
Arisa.
Arisa,
Arisa.
yeah. She has a yellow shirt on, right?
Well, yellow kind of sleeve.
Oh, you're about to
jacket.
say that he's a red player with Owen, and then the Xenos a blue player.
Yeah, looks like it.
But she has the yellow.
I can
She's
see
a
that. I
yellow
can see
player, but maybe they might turn yellow blue if you're going off of just color schemes, I guess.
Maybe.
But why does no? But I mean, like again, there's a green silhouette on his Digimon in that thing, or no, a purple silhouette over his partner Digimon in the
That's
artwork
true as
for
well.
Digimon Liberator.
Well, he could be. It could be red purple.
Yeah.
Well,
could be
it's
red
not really
purple.
like a silhouette. It's more like a shadow that's casting, so you can't really tell exactly what it is. Like it looks, depending on like your thing, it could be considered like just a white. Like,
Poor Zenith. Poor Zenith. We were talking about everyone else but Zenith. Poor Zenith. He just looks.
I mean, he just looks like he's
He's
about
not
to
in
play
the,
blue.
He's not in the.
Zenith looks like he's going to play blue to me. I don't know why, but I really do feel like Zenith actually is just going to be playing blue. And either Zenith is going to be like the cocky, I'm already better than you character to me.
Oh, so fluky.
No.
I'm kidding. Anyway, I'm kidding. It's not fluky. Don't quote me on that.
Go-to attitude of show. I'm just playing. But yeah, no, like, yeah, that we welcome to a new year of the Digimon card game. We have a lot to look forward to.
Yes.
We went over in this episode and everything. We went over briefly what happened, what decks topped at the Digimon Nationals. We talked about the potential global release and just a little bit of how to go about making your decks. And we even talked about the Digimon Liberator series and how we truly believe that we have to keep an eye on it to a certain degree because, hey, it's good to see at least a little bit what a deck can do before we actually get into our hands. Do you guys have any idea, as the audience, if you have any ideas of like how to deck build in a better way or any better tips for casual players, please leave it down in the comments. What do you think about Digimon Liberator? Are you going to read it? Are you going to try to keep up to date with it? And are you excited about it, right? Who's your favorite character? Hey, you already know. I like Owen Dreadnought. You know what I'm saying? I think he's kind of cool, right? And then,
I think a lot of are going to like Owen.
I think a lot of people don't like Owen. I like Owen. I'm going to find that earring.
Keep it real too. I like Owen too, and this is not only because like his design, but as a cosplay side, my complexion. It's kind of hard to find people you can cosplay as when they don't make a lot of people that look like you.
Yes,
this one I can do.
It's again like it looks like there's a brother in Digimon, you know, and I'm here for it, and that doesn't mean that they have to have the stereotypical, you know, like dreads or this and other. And I like the idea that he looks edgy. He's edgy.
Backlash.
It's okay to have someone with edge, a little edge.
No, like I like it, but you see that backlash about the dreads with Killmonger? Like they introduced a character in Tekken, and people are like, "Okay,
who was that character?
Killmonger was in a movie." It was
You can customize it. I heard that apparently you can customize it and change it from his default. Apparently that's his default. I'm not completely sure. I can't remember the character you're talking about. I don't play fighting games that much. Eddie from Tekken. Yeah, so basically there's this meme. We're on a tangent. I know anyone, but just stay with us. We're glad that Owen has this hairstyle instead of the stereotypical dread hairstyle that's been seen in a lot of media. So if that does sound weird and everything, I really ask you to like search up the default dread look that every video game character or every media character has, because it really does feel like they're only choosing one hairstyle for a lot of darker complexion characters, and that's not fair, right? But that's been the Tamer Talk podcast. Thanks you all for listening to us ramble about fighting games and ramble about Digimon media as much as possible. We're really hoping that 2024 is going to be a really good year for Digimon. We're really hopeful about that. We're really expecting a lot of cool things to come out this year. But yeah, I hope you guys have a nice day, and thanks for watching.
Later, guys.
Take it easy.